Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of eXp Realty. MyNextHomeFinder.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm David Yakir.
And I'm Susan Keller-Horn.
And you're listening to Yak About Today in Film, where you never know where the show will go. So sit back and watch us, or get up and go for a run and listen to what we yak about today. Hey again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'm David Yakir here with Susan Keller-Horn. How are you, Susan?
I'm good, David.
So, we have exciting news, I think. So we put up, we've been able to sell the tickets online, or the passes online for the film festival. And what we didn't until this week is put up the party passes.
Ooh, I love a good party. Tell me about it.
So, you mean you don't know?
No, I don't.
Anyway, so, a lot of people who knew the festival from the past knew that not only did we show a lot of great films at many of our venues, but we also host a few parties, one grand dinner, one grand wine tasting. And so what we've done is we have now opened the festival the day before the festival opens, and that is a dinner that we're calling Parle Mer. And Parle Mer is an evening by the sea where we'll have great wines, great food, great entertainment. And we use that party and that dinner to kick off the festival.
And where is that party, David?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Susan. Right. That party is at the Grand Harbor Beach Club in Vero Beach. So no matter where you are in the country, get on a plane and join us at the Vero Beach, Grand Harbor Beach Club.
Yes, the Grand Harbor Beach Club. It's going to be beautiful.
It is. It's going to be a magnificent dinner. But the other party that I really am looking forward to is on Saturday evening. It's following a film we have called Worst to First, about a DJ who came to New York and started at the worst station in New York. It had almost no listeners, and it grew to the number one station in New York. And as a salute, we are throwing an 80s party.
And guess who will be there?
Who will be there?
That will be Scott Shannon, the star featured in the film, and he is the DJ, and he's a nationally known DJ, and he's going to be at our party.
Yeah, so we're throwing this wonderful 80s party. I'm wearing a tracksuit with a headband to the party, and I thought that was appropriate.
That sounds like fun, but I don't know what I'm wearing because I might decide that 5 minutes before the party, and I might not be quite as elegant as you are.
And another thing, another party, our opening night party is really to celebrate Vero. It'll follow our Vero Visions evening.
We'll have the Vero Vision shows. I believe they're at 4:30. I'm not sure.
Right.
4:30 or 5:30. No, 5:30. Vero Visions is at 5:30, and there's some fabulous local filmmakers that will be featuring there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And then the party's going to be like a tribute to Vero Beach and the Treasure Coast.
Yeah, we happen to have one of those filmmakers.
Yes, we do.
Right here.
Yes, we do. And she'll be in the second half of our show today.
And she will.
That'll be Chloe Cappellen.
Right. Anyway, the reason we're mentioning the parties is because what we've done, and I don't know if we've done this before, where we allow people who don't buy the VIP passes or the Cinema Select passes and want to join us for the parties, we allow them to buy into it. So we've just this past week put it up on the website that you can go in and buy a pass to one of the parties. And you know what party we're also having?
What party?
Is the grand tasting. And this one is not one we originally planned early. We sort of we fell into it because it was sort of history for us, wasn't it?
Yes.
To have a grand tasting where we bring all these vintners and their wines.
No, it's wine distributors.
Wine
And they're
distributors.
coming through Rob at Varietals, and Varietals
right.
is a great place, and he's putting together a wonderful list of distributors to show us their wines.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. And of course, we'll have our usual get to know the filmmakers. I think it's a luncheon this year, right?
Yes, we're having a lunch. It'll be on Friday. It's for the filmmakers. It's for the sponsors. And so you can be a sponsor. And it's also for our VIP pass holders only. So that's who that lunch is for. So you won't be able to get tickets for that separately, but you can buy the premier VIP pass.
So if you want to meet any of our filmmakers, by the way, you have to buy the VIP pass.
Well, you'll meet
That's worth it.
It's worth it, but you'll meet them throughout the festival. But that's the place where you'll have them all in one place, and it'll be a lot of fun.
All to yourself. All right. We have a great show. I think you're going to introduce our first movie and our first guest.
I am. Our first guests, we have two, are Katherine Waddell and M. Johnson. And they have this wonderful film called Balloon Animal. And actually, M has a history with our festival. And she's also moved out to California, started her own production company. And we're really excited to invite you guys to talk about Balloon Animal and all about yourselves.
Thank you.
Hey, Kathleen.
This
Hey,
is
Em.
so exciting. Thank you.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about Balloon Animal.
So Balloon Animal is a film that Katherine and I kind of came up with together. She came with this visual of a girl that has blue hair that makes balloon animals. And it took us a little while to find the right story for that visual. But we were able, after 2 years, to come up with a really solid script that we both loved and enjoyed. And we filmed it in 12 days, which is kind of a feat here in California. And I'm super proud of it. I love the movie. It's a coming-of-age drama about a girl who grows up in the circus and then kind of comes into a crisis where she doesn't know what she wants to do with the rest of her life and what her independence and freedom looks like in this like overpowering, overbearing family structure that she's in. But Poppy, played by Katherine, who is also in this little interview, she does phenomenal. And I couldn't be more proud of how the film came to be.
Katherine, you look so different with not blue hair. So.
Oh, I know. It's such a different like vibe for me for sure. But I rocked the blue hair for a while.
That's fun. So how was it playing Poppy and being in this? How old would you say your character is, and what was it like for you to play that as well as be part of writing and producing the show, the film?
So Poppy is 24 and I was 28 when I filmed the movie. Yeah, so we call it a coming of age, and that might seem strange to some people for a 24-year-old to be coming of age, but we always have this philosophy that you're sort of constantly discovering yourself, especially in your 20s, which is so difficult. But it was honestly a blast. Em and I are, besides co-owners and creative partners, we're also best friends. So like working together in such an intimate way, from coming up with the story together to filming it and post and everything, and now even doing the film festival circuit together it's been great. I'm really happy. And like Em said, we're super proud of the project.
Without going too deep, often when you see films like this and characters like this, they're drawn from some personal experience, and this is a character that comes from an overbearing family. Did this come from either one of you? Was it a personal experience?
I don't think they can answer that. That's not a safe question, David.
Well, I will say that neither of us grew up in the circus. So it's not exactly a direct connection to either one of our backstories. However, I do love writing family-oriented movies. And when I say family-oriented, I mean stories that focus on the inner workings and relationships within a family. It might not always be the most kid-friendly, because sometimes you say family-oriented and you think kid-friendly. But, relationships in families are so varying, and they're so different and interesting. And so I really like to play around with that. And I felt that we've all been in a situation where we've been questioning what it is that we want to do with our lives. And when you're younger, you kind of feel a certain pathway towards what you should be through how your family and how your parents have ended up. And so finding that independence can be hard if you have a family member that kind of is really pushing you to be in one certain direction in your life.
I want to take the interview in a little bit of a different direction. So you said it took you 2 years to write this film, and then you had to film it in the middle of the pandemic. What was that like?
You go, Katherine. You go.
Okay, I'm sorry. So from a production standpoint, because I'm also a producer on the film, the executive producer, it was 100% a challenge. And I'm sure anyone who was filming during the pandemic can relate. But, we postponed twice, and that was always very disappointing and disheartening because we were never sure what LA was going to look like when it came to filming, what the rules and the regulations were. And of course, speaking for Em, she as the writer had to go back and basically take COVID into account. We couldn't have a million extras on set because of just spacing issues and COVID issues. So, she's rewriting scenes, or she's looking at the story from a different perspective where you're trying to cut down on as many people as you can have. Producers having to work in COVID protocol into our budget. So it was definitely a challenge, but I think we did the best that we could with this sort of like new world that everyone was very unsure of.
Well, we love the film. We are so looking forward to screening it here at the Vero Beach Film Festival. And I'm looking forward to you coming home, Em. It's so exciting to have you coming back to Vero Beach. So thank you so much.
I'm excited too.
It'll be great. So, and please bring all your friends.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to cut the break. We're going to cut the break now, but before we go to break, I want to thank New Vision Eye Center for sponsoring this show. They're a place that I've talked about often, and as everybody knows, I wouldn't trust my eyes to anyone else.
Dr. Stephen Tate offers the safest and most efficient technique for customized cataract surgery. Patients are personally counseled on the best approach for their needs and lifestyle. From multifocal lenses that allow for distance and reading vision to toric lenses that correct astigmatism, let New Vision Eye Center guide you safely through your options. For world-class eye care on the Treasure Coast, visit newvisioneyecenter.com.
Wild, untamed, hilarious. Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone. Experience the Treasure Coast's best stage for live stand-up comedy this Friday and Saturday night at 7 and 9 p.m. You'll laugh till it hurts. Start your night at Live in the Loop with live entertainment, food and drinks, and after, be entertained with nationally ranked comedians, including an opening act and headliner with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Get tickets at riversidetheater.com.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, loveseats, and chairs, including lots of slipcover styles from Universal, Four Seasons, and Capri. We have a gallery of Tommy Bahama and Lexington with styles designed for a relaxed approach to the finer things in life. Right now, we're having a summer sale with lots of great markdowns, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach next to Planet Fitness. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet and closeout store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Ooh, how is sunshine day? Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Ooh, how is sunshine day? Sunshine.
And we are back. I'm David Yeck here with Susan Keller-Horn, and you're listening to Yak About Today in Film. And just a quick one. You know what we never do? We never tell people that tickets are online. The passes are online for the film festival. We're only about 3.5 weeks away?
We're 3.5 weeks away, and the website is vbfilmfest.org. That's where you go to get passes for the festival. You can get a 4-ticket pass that gives you any 4 films. You can get the Cinema Select Pass, and that will get you into all the films during the festival, plus the opening party and the closing party. And then we have the VIP Premiere Pass. That's the Cinema VIP Premiere Pass. That will get you into every party, everything that we have going on. We have a super special hidden cellar that's a lounge just for the VIPs and our sponsors. Lots of things going on. And then beyond that, we just added the tickets online for the various parties. So you can buy a ticket for our Thursday night party, which is our opening night party. That will be, all our parties are at the Heritage Center except for we're indicated elsewhere. That's going to be a lot of fun. The Vero theme, the Treasure Coast type of a theme. And then we're going to have our grand tasting. The grand tasting is Friday night. That is going to feature wines from lots of different distributors. They're bringing them in. They're super special, a lot of fun. And then that's Friday night. Saturday night is the party with Scott Shannon and the 80s dance party. And that's all our big parties. There's lots of fun little things in there between, but those are the parties you can buy passes for.
I've got a secret. Can I tell it?
No, it's a secret.
No, I have a real secret I want to tell.
Okay, tell.
All right. So if you're watching this, and I'm sure, and when you're listening to this on the radio, so whether you're watching this live on Facebook or listening to this on the radio, we have a discount going. And it starts with 1 ticket at 15% off, 4 tickets, 20% off. And that's good till after the last time this radio show plays, which is, I believe, in 5 days.
I think so.
So it's 15% off, 1 ticket or more, and 20% off for 4 tickets and more. I got that right?
Yeah.
I did.
You did. You actually,
right.
it was originally, I think, for 6 tickets and more, and you switched it to 4 tickets and more just to make it a sweeter little pot.
So we got a great guest, Chloe. Hi, Chloe. Your new movie is Missed Signal,
Mm-hmm.
and you are the writer, the director, the star.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All those 3 things.
Editor, too.
and editor.
I bet you did the music, too.
Yeah, that I did not do.
Am I right that we could call this a love story?
Yeah, I would say romantic comedy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's terrific. You had a co-star,
mm-hmm.
and your co-star's first time filming,
yeah,
acting.
Ever.
How is it being an experienced actor playing with a newbie?
I honestly even wouldn't consider myself an experienced actor. I haven't acted in a lot. I used to do some stage stuff, used to do Rocky Horror, but this is really also the first time I've ever really acted in a short film besides maybe a few lines for a friend. But I had more experience being on set because I've directed a lot. But this was his first time acting in anything ever. And we're good friends. We became really good friends through like the past year, 9 months or so. But he was interested in film, and he had this idea for another project that he was going to act in. And I said, well, we should get you some experience first because the other one is a little heavier. So we kind of wrote this together. He wrote a lot of his dialogue, or had influence on it. And it took us a lot of rehearsal, but because we know each other well, and he was actually pretty easy to direct, and for his first time came out really great.
Chloe, tell us a little bit about the story of Missed Signal.
So the story centers around two friends, Marcy, who I play, and then David. And it's really short. It's only about 5 minutes, but it's basically Marcy talking about a new crush she has, and there's just a big miscommunication that spirals into something else. Without spoiling it, that's how
It's a fun little story. I think everyone's going to really like it, and you definitely have to watch past the credits because they tell quite a bit about filmmaking.
Yes.
So, Chloe, you weren't just, this isn't your first time with the Vero Beach Film Festival. You've been with us before in the student section.
Yes.
And your film in 2018, that was called Poison Park.
Yes.
And it won.
Yeah.
How was that experience, and what did you end up doing after that?
So that was great. I had actually been involved with the fest as a volunteer since it first started, which I think was 2016 when I was in high school. But that year, I didn't think it was going to win just because you never really expect it. And it was something, no production value really, but I guess people really liked the story, really loved the story. So after I got the award and I was talking to my friend, I just couldn't believe it. It took me a second to be like, oh, wow, I just won. Whoa. It felt great. And because of that, I got to shadow Jeff Woolnow, who's a director. He does a lot of TV direction. He works with the festival. And I didn't do it immediately because I had some things going on that year. But I believe right before the pandemic, January 2020, I got to go to Canada to shadow him on the set of The Expanse, which is an Amazon production. So that was amazing.
One of my favorite shows that he's done. He's up doing Riverdale now.
Yeah.
Up in Canada.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a great mentor.
Definitely, I learned a lot from him. Just being around him, yeah. You
know what I love? I think we have time for this. I love the fact that your story is sort of a time-tested story about friends who underneath, I think, always knew that they loved one another.
Yes.
But
something more there, yeah.
Right? But it doesn't come to the surface unless an event happens like the one in your story.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people have experiences like that, whether they blossomed into something or just never happened. So I think it's very relatable, and that's what we wanted, to have for people to relate to it.
And it's fairly natural because the two of you were great friends.
Yes, but we are just friends, I will say.
Yeah,
I know there's no story there except.
Yes, I did hear that line in the movie.
Sure?
Yes, I am very sure. And he's actually only 19. He's quite young. I'm 23 now, but so it's interesting. Working together that, we look similar enough in age, but, for how well he did for his first time and also for the fact that he's quite young. He just turned 19 this year.
In my more mature eyes, everybody between the ages of 18 and 30 all look alike to me.
Yeah,
they do.
That's fair.
They do. They do. So, David, I think we need to talk a little bit more about the festival, too.
Okay, we will, but first we want to thank Chloe.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We can't wait to see you again at your own film.
Well, thank you. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to see it again, honestly. Yeah. I loved it, by the way. I really did.
Thank you.
Very sweet. Yeah, the film festival. We're always trying, I know what we don't talk about.
What?
We don't talk about volunteers. You reminded me, Chloe, when you were talking that the fact that you volunteered. We always need volunteers.
Yes.
In fact, we put it on the website for people to sort of click on and say they want to be a volunteer. But it's something that everybody who's really interested in film, who wants to volunteer, we can use the help. We've got all these venues going. They all need to be populated. We've got all these parties going. I mean, there's food that's being served, and
and the hours run from like 9 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. So there's so many spots where you can volunteer, but you don't have to volunteer from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can volunteer for a 4-hour block here or a 5-hour block there, and then maybe go see films. And there's lots of fun things to do. You can collect tickets at the door, and then you get to watch the film. We collect the ballots. We have to keep track of who's winning the Audience Choice Awards. There's all kinds of different things happening in the festival, but just go onto our website, vbfilmfest.org, and we will be happy to take you in as a volunteer as well.
And you can do that at info@VB, Vero Beach, filmfest.org. So write to us, volunteer, and thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.